Tout bon. My name is Sarah, as some of you may already know, and I am UWA's representative here in Brazil. I just want to say congratulations on being selected as a student ambassador in Brazil for this upcoming semester. We had a lot of applications, but we really liked what you had to say, so congratulations. Now in this presentation, I'm just going to go through some information about your expectations and also some background information about UWA that maybe you didn't know before. And so this will really be able to help you when you're speaking to students. And you can use my slides as well. I'm happy to send that out in your presentations if that will make it easier. So first, let's just talk a little bit about your expectations. Although we do want you to be honest with students, we really want you to focus on the positives about studying at UWA, Perth, and in Australia. And what you'll need to do is give 2 presentations during the semester at your university. So it's up to you whether you want to do 1 presentation for all types of students from different study areas and 1 from your engineering area, for example, or if you want to do 2 different ones to different groups. It's up to you. I would recommend getting in touch with your international office because they may be able to do a lot of the advertising and promotion and get students to come. We also need you to send a testimonial to me about your experience. So we want to see it in Portuguese and English, so just maybe 200 words or so, so that we will be able to use this in any publications that we have in the future, and 3 photos as well. Also, we will need you to be available if a student in Brazil wants to email you. Sometimes we get requests saying, hey, is there anybody that I can talk to that has studied at UWA? So then I would ask where they live and I would send your email address. I won't be giving any numbers, but certainly if a student contacts you and you want to chat by WhatsApp or talk on the phone, that's perfectly fine. Also, we want you to leave a short review on gooverseas.com on UWA's page. We're trying to promote this page so students can read what it's really like to study at UWA. And in the application, I asked you to tell me 1 creative idea to promote UWA in your city. So we're going to ask you to try to implement whatever idea you had, or if you have a different one, that's fine too. And we're actually going to have a contest. So at the end of the semester, you'll need to send photos or proof of whatever it is that you tried to do to promote UWA, and we will vote on who had the most creative and most successful idea promoting UWA. So first place will get 200 reais, second place 100, and third place will get 50 reais. So again, just going over some background information about UWA. What sets it apart? For you, you have your own experience, so you know exactly what sets it apart. But overall, UWA is 87th in the world, so it's a really high quality university, ranked number 4 in Australia. And we're in the top 100 in the world for many areas, including accounting, civil, mining, engineering, earth sciences. And in Australia, we are first in life and agricultural sciences. Not to mention that we have a beautiful campus about 10 minutes from the city and also from the beach as well. Again, just another look at some of UWA's rankings. And Brasileiros, we had more than 400 students come to study at UWA through this program. I always get asked, but are there Brazilians there? Yes, there's Brazilians there. We have 60 Brazilian students that are still studying there now through Science Without Borders, and we have 28 that have come to do their full master's or their full PhD, their full degree on campus. So as you know, if you want to hang out with only Brazilians, it's possible. But if you really want to escape and kind of get into Australian culture or hang out with other international students, that's possible too. Now in Brazil, we've already set up a lot of partnerships. These are just some of the universities that we're working with. So UWA is really interested in Brazil, attracting Brazilian students because you guys were amazing at UWA. You really brought a lot to the classroom. They saw how good you are at research and coming up with new ideas, participation. So you really brought a lot to UWA's campus. And there's so much existing research areas that are common between Brazil and Australia. So for this reason, UWA is sending delegations of professors and deans to Brazil once or twice every year. So these are our postgraduate study areas. architecture, arts, business, education, law. For you guys, it's going to be engineering and science most likely, but medicine is another big faculty as well. And in terms of research, these are our research priority areas, which probably in Brazil could be quite similar. Plant sciences and sustainable food production is our biggest area of research, followed by energy and minerals. Okay, so in terms of studying at UWA, although UWA is a public university, there are still fees because the system is different in Australia. So we are offering some discounts for students that want to come to do their master's by coursework. So this is based on the students' final grades in Brazil. So if, for example, if they achieved a 7, they would get a $3,000 per year discount automatically when they apply. 7.5, a $5,000 discount. And in 8, they get a $7,000 per year discount. So again, this is just a discount. It's not a full scholarship. Most of the courses are around $30,000 to $38,000 a year. So there's still a significant amount that students would need to pay. But there is what's called the Endeavor Scholarship, which you may have heard of. And it is a full scholarship for a master's or PhD program. Opens every year from April to June. Now, the most important thing is that you must apply to UWA and receive your offer letter before you can apply to Endeavor. And this year, everybody waited to the last second to apply to UWA. And they were really, really stressed. So if you know that you want to apply to Endeavor, apply early. Start the process in January, February, or March, so that when Endeavor opens in April, you already have your offer letter and you're ready to apply. Applications to UWA for masters take around 2 to 3 weeks to be processed. For PhD, it's much longer. It can be close to 4 to 5 weeks. So it's really important to start the application process early. So in 2017, so next year when it opens in April, that's for students that want to study in 2018. So you really have to think 1 year in advance when you're applying for the Endeavor Scholarship. Other scholarships, UWA has the International Postgraduate Research Scholarships. This is for a master's by research degree or a PhD. It's a full scholarship, very generous, and students also receive money every month for living. And this scholarship is open twice a year. So the next one will open up in January and close in March. Now this one is very competitive as well. Students would need to have high grades. If you have publications, that definitely helps. And you need to have research experience as well. So entry requirements to get into UWA, you need to have a minimum 6.5 out of 10 to be accepted. Also, English is an important thing. We don't accept the TOEFL ITP, which is the free TOEFL offered at many universities, because it doesn't have all 4 of the skills sections like writing, reading, speaking, and listening. So students need to do the TOEFL IBT, which is internet-based. You get an 82 overall, with a minimum of 22 in writing, 18 in reading, and 20 in listening and speaking. And we can be a little bit flexible. For example, we've had the cases in the past where students got a 90 overall, which is really good, but they got a 21 in writing, for example. So if this happens, just contact me and I can see if UWA would make an exception. And for IELTS, it's 6.5 overall with a minimum of 6 in each section. Now, one of the new things that UWA is doing, if a student has studied, for example, if they did Science Without Borders in an English-speaking university for 1 whole year, in the past 2 years, UWA will accept this as proof of English, so they don't need to do another English test. But you need to apply within 2 years of finishing that year. And of course, many of you who already studied at CELT, the Center for English Language Teaching, know about the English programs. But we don't only have the bridging course. We have lots of other English courses that students can do as well, such as General English, which is one of the most popular. And students can decide if they want to come and just study English and come back to Brazil, that's fine. They can choose how long they want to study, between 5 and 45 weeks. At sample timetables, you can have a morning program from 8:30 until 1, or afternoon from 1 until 5. Now, students who just come to study English, they're allowed to work if they stay for at least 3 months. So as you know, the salaries in Perth are quite high, and just working in a restaurant or a cafe, students can earn $25 an hour or more. Now, those courses, we have a special price for students from Brazil. It's 248 Australian dollars per week if they start this year. It'll go up slightly next year. But students can take a free placement test online so we can see what their level is and place them into the appropriate English class. And when you do the math, students are studying 20 hours a week. It comes out to around $12 an hour. So for a really high quality English course, that's an amazing price. Now about the student services, you guys probably already know about this, but some of the great things that UWA offers, which many other institutions don't, is that we pick you up when you arrive in Perth for free. Our classes are recorded. You can watch them again online. You can use that to study at the end of the semester. We have a Study Smarter program, which offers support for writing, research, in the English language throughout the semester, free counseling for personal or academic issues, and more than 100 student clubs to get involved with. Now, Perth used to be one of the most expensive cities in Australia, but actually now it's the cheapest. So the rents have come way down, and this is another great selling point about Perth. And you get a 40% discount on public transportation as a student, so it's a really good place to study and live now. If you're a postgraduate student and you have a family, you can send your kids to school for free in Perth. That's one thing that other states do not offer, which is really good. I mentioned the discount on public transportation. And Perth was recently ranked the 8th most livable city in the world. So people are starting to notice how nice it is to live there. Here are just some new photos about the Elizabeth Quay that's almost finished. Rat Nest, of course, Pinnacles. University Hall, you can use these photos if you want to show an example of one of the residences at UWA. Students can also live in a homestay with an Australian family. So that's basically it. Here are my contact details. Definitely give them out to any students who have questions that maybe you don't know how to answer. Don't worry about all of the technical stuff about application requirements or whatever. Your job is just to get UWA's brand out there and tell about your student experience. If students have questions about courses and all that, you send them my email address and I'll take care of that. So once again, thank you so much for your interest and your enthusiasm to promote UWA. We really would love to see you back there in the future. So if you do want to apply for Endeavour or another scholarship, please let me know and I'll be able to help you. We are currently talking to CAPES about signing an agreement to give CAPES a discount for PhD students of around 25%. And we're the only university in the world that has offered this to CAPES, and they have said that this would be a huge factor in approving students to do their PhD overseas with a full CAPES scholarship. So that's also something to keep in mind as well. And because you guys have the TCC in Brazil, you're able to go straight from your undergraduate degree into the PhD program without doing a master's. So that's something else to keep in mind when you're talking to students as well. Okay, so once again, thank you. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I will ask you guys to send me your addresses so I can send you some UWA flyers and also a gift. Please let me know when you would like your reference letter in English, and anything else that you need, I'll be around. So once again, thank you. Have a good one.